just tell me that they're all tests and injections, right?
No, should not be here at least, and that way also pediatricians don't give too many injections.
Oh, that's great, sir. I'm happy. Let's start with the foundation, sir.
I wanted to become a doctor. That first step was achieved, help people. So that's how the small idea, we started with a 10-bedded hospital.
చాలా పెద్ద ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చింది, సో చాలా ఖర్చు అవుతుంది.
So we always tell them that, okay, this is your bill. You tell how much you can pay. We have come into the profession to serve people. Let us just do that. I am looking at a concept of a friendly neighborhood hospital. I mean, that had to start because I started from home. So I couldn't go wrong there.
Every man's success, there's a woman behind it. I think
The pillar, the backbone of everything of Pranaam.
for people who wants to start up something or want to take up different career, what advice do you give in these different sectors?
Famous doctor or a rich man overnight. It never happens in any profession. First thing is follow your passion. But first and foremost is dedication, passion and patience. So these things have to be there. Everything will come.
That's your success mantra for...
Most of everybody said.
When should I take my child to an emergency room?
I mean, not feeding well, if the child has high fever, if the child has cough, don't put your own judgment.
How much screen time is okay for children?
Yeah, that is another big problem for all parents nowadays. I mean, of course, screen time, we have to minimize it as much as possible, and below 2 years, so it's absolutely zero.
Can I give paracetamol for kids? And what is the right dose?
Paracetamol is still a safe drug, but dosage keeps changing based on the age.
Namaste and welcome to Healing Together, the official podcast of Pranaam Hospitals, where every heartbeat matters. And I am at Hyderabad's most trusted healthcare destinations, and with me is a name that needs no introduction in healthcare community. Dr. Manish Gour, Chief Consultant Pediatrician and the Managing Director of Pranaam Hospitals. Hello, sir. We're great to have you here.
Thank you, same here.
How are you doing, sir?
Doing good, doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great, sir. Thank you for asking. Okay, we have a lot of questions, sir. But before we start, you should just tell me that they're all tests and injections, right?
No, should not be here at least, and that way also pediatricians don't give too many injections.
Oh, that's great, sir. I'm happy. Okay, let's delve through some of the questions that I wanted to know and our audience wanted to know as well. I think we have a very long journey of Pranaam Hospitals. So
Yeah, close
Let-
to 23 years.
23 years, sir? Okay, that's very long. So let's start with the foundation, sir. How did you actually get the idea of starting hospitals?
Well, actually, we started, I mean, I wanted to become a doctor. So that first step was achieved. And then I worked in AIMS for some time, then with Rainbow. Then we thought we'll have our own setup so that we can start doing things on our own and help people. So that's how the small idea, we started with a 10-bedded hospital.
Okay.
So the only idea was to serve people. We had no big dreams at that time. We just thought we are in this profession. We have come into the profession to serve people. Let us just do that. So me and my wife is a gynecologist. So we started it that way. And then slowly it went on growing.
Okay, that
We
was
have
a
reached-
very long journey, I
Yeah.
think, sir. It's not very simple to have it run for so long. And especially when we talk vision, mission, all these words are very, very skeptical, but
Yeah.
we have very lengthy, too many mission statements that we don't even understand. But I think Pranaam Hospitals have very simple mission statements. You want to add something on that?
We just want to be a destination of choice for people to come and get themselves treated in affordable rates in whatever they are comfortable with. That is our whole idea, that we should be affordable and we should be giving them quality care. So that was the thing. Everything else is whatever jargon we use in vision and mission statements, that would be there. But we want to be a destination of choice for people who want to come for any specialty. They should know that this specialty will be taken care of end to end. So that is the thing, whatever specialties we deal with. So that is our whole idea. And till now, we are hopefully, whatever we have been doing, we have been taking few specialties at a time. And whatever specialties we have taken, we have given our best. So we have not compromised in any way in equipments or the quality care or anything in every specialty what we have till today. So we hope we keep continuing that. And
That requires a lot of like passion, interest, and
yeah, and
I think values So
Yeah, interest though, definitely. I mean, that was already there. The passion was there. That's why we are here right now. And values, see, I have a very basic thing. I just tell people respect each other, have a teamwork, and don't let trust go. These are few values which I really look in everybody who works in this organization. They should be a teamwork. Without that, no organization can grow. They should respect each other. Only then they will think about the organization. And then, of course, if they have trust, I mean, if they break a trust, then there's nothing left. So these are the core things. Then everything else is secondary.
yes, I think keeping those mission and the values very basic but still very strong. I think that's what is one of the foundational pillar for.
Yeah, that we do not compromise. So that is there in every induction meeting for everybody, that these are the things cannot be compromised.
Okay.
Everything else okay. I'm okay with people coming late, going early. Everything is okay. But some core values cannot be compromised.
The culture of what
Yes,
you want
that
to
cannot
maintain.
be.
That's very, very, very important. I think not just at hospitals, so that's very important. And
Yeah.
in industry,
Yes, any industry, there's a thing. That core values cannot be compromised. And that is where you have to stick along. Whoever comes, you'll have so many people coming, going into the organization. That's true. Values which we have percolated should be there throughout till the organization is there.
perfect, sir. And when we say hospital, it's about people have fear of అమ్మో నాకు చాలా పెద్ద ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చింది సో చాలా ఖర్చు అవుతుంది చాలా వెరీ కాస్ట్లీ ఎక్విప్మెంట్ ఉంటుంది లేకపోతే టూ మెనీ టెస్ట్ ఆల్ దిస్ సో ఇలాంటి ఒక కన్సెప్షన్స్ పేషెంట్స్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు ఐ థింక్ దేర్ ఇస్ అ వెరీ డిఫరెంట్ ఒపీనియన్ ఆన్ ప్రణామ్ హాస్పిటల్స్ సో హౌ డిడ్ దట్ హ్యాపెన్ సార్
See, basically, we have, I told you, like, we are only looking at the care of the patient. If you see, Pranam Hospital has no branding. We don't have any hoardings. We don't have anything. It's only word of mouth. And I still believe in word of mouth only. So we don't go for going for those marketing this ones. As of now, we have not done anything in the last 23 years, if you see. So it's only word of mouth. The only thing I tell my thing is take care of your patients who come there. Whatever is your walk-ins, take care of them. That will be more than any of the holdings which people see. So that is how we have done. And then we have also taken care of people we understand who have come from different backgrounds. So some people are genuinely poor. So we have to take care of them. So we always tell them that, okay, this is your bill. You tell how much you can pay.
ఓకే
And if you are able to meet our expenses, we are fine with that. I mean, we have this one. So everybody who comes and they generally come for discounts. So we know what is our cost price of a patient. So then we tell, okay, you tell how much you can pay. And then we come to an agreement.
that
So
help
most of the time that has helped us to come till this area, because we have given them that comfort zone that you tell us how much you can pay. Little here and there, then we come to a figure and then everybody goes happy.
yeah
So that is what
I
it
think
is.
being very commercial nowadays, I think these sort of things generally people won't say it. So I think that will help middle class and all those people to.
Yeah, I mean, every hospital has their own, how to say, they have their own expenses. So they have their own tariffs and also. You cannot expect to go to a Benz showroom or a Maruti showroom and expect a Benz car. It's something like that. So you know which hospital you are going to.
Okay.
For some people, Pranam could be costly compared to this one. For some people, some other hospital is costlier. So it's all up to that. But yeah, wherever if they come to you with some expectation, we are supposed to meet up with that and make them comfortable before they go.
Sir, I like very impressed with the journey that you have been. Like started with a 10-bedded hospital to having multiple branches and this big hospital. So tell us what are the milestones, the journey that you have gone through last few years.
Yeah, I mean, we started as a 10-bedded hospital in an area close by. It was on the first floor of a building. And then we slowly built up our practice. And then after a couple of years, maybe 2008, so around 5-6 years later, we moved to the present premises. And then we started as a 50-bedded hospital. Then we kept acquiring property and then we increased the beds. So now presently we have come to this bed size of around 150 odd beds. And then in meantime, of course, we went for tariff revisions, which there was a GIPSA which came in. So our hospital was one of the first to take the GIPSA, which is basically an insurance conglomerate where all the insurance companies come together.
Okay.
And they give the tariff. They come to an agreed tariff. So because of uniformity, we were one of the first to get there. Then, of course, we had the NABH. So again, in Hyderabad, we were one among the first hospitals to get NABH recognized.
Okay.
That was way back in 2014 or something.
Okay.
And then after that, we started making small branches. We have one in Alagadla. Then subsequently, we have two more, one in Isnapur and Zairabad. So over the last 23 years, every 2-3 years, we kept doing something, getting more beds, getting more hospitals. And then we went for DNB. Now we have DNB in gynecology. We have 2 seats every year. We have DNB students coming in. We are trying to increase the DNB to other specialties. And then over the next 1 year, 1 or 2 years, we are planning to acquire, not acquire, we are planning to make other 2 hospitals. We've already started work on that. So maybe another 300 beds would be added probably by the end of this year.
Okay.
So
That's a very quiet
steps. So
yes, sir. I think small steps, but still we are able to visibly see a lot of difference from where you started to what you are here today. Maybe in your mindset, or I think you talked about the values. Let us talk more about your team. So, how do you handle this team? How is your team and how supportive? What do you guide them?
see, like I told you, what were our values, we guide them. And I'm very proud to say that my team, I have people who are there with me for last 23 years.
Wow.
So I have a lot of people who are there with me from day one of my this one, still being they are there with me. And I have, I think, more than 30-40% people who are more than 4-5 years with me right now. So they are our strengths. They know in and out about the hospital. Even if I'm here or no, they know exactly how to run the hospital, what to do, what is expected of it. So, and we have very small aims. We are just looking at giving service wherever we can with whatever background we have, whatever finances we have. So we are not looking like we want to be a corporate. We want to go into so many beds. We want to do. Let us see whatever comes. We keep giving our services. Whatever comes in the way, few beds get added. That is fine. But as a such, we want to reach out to more and more people, and eventually probably go to 2 tier, 3 tier cities. If God permits, we can go there and then see how we can do.
Definitely.
Basically, I am looking at a concept of a friendly neighborhood hospital or a friendly neighborhood clinic. I am not looking, I would not like my Pranaam to be known as a corporate hospital at any time. So if it can be known as a friendly neighborhood hospital, looking after the local needs, I'll be very, very happy over that.
That's a very interesting sentence that you have told, sir. I think everyone aims to become a corporate hospital or see themselves in a very different, I think you have a very different view of how you want to see your hospital. I think that's wonderful, sir. I think that's one of the reason we have, generally we have a hospital that's famous in like one of the department, but Pranaam Hospital has services from head to toe, but still, I think you excel in each and every department. How is that possible?
Yeah, because see, I told you we started as a mother and child hospital initially, and then based on the demands of the patient, general medicine, orthopedics. So we started each department, and each department what was the requirement, and we tried to fulfill everything in terms of infrastructure, equipment, everything. So that is how we kept adding departments, and now we are pretty much a super specialty hospital with almost all the departments, and all the departments have everything which is required for them to run it smoothly. So the infrastructure is there, the equipment are there. So our ICUs are very well equipped. We have 4 OTs which are very, very well equipped and world class. And every department has whatever they require for this one. So that is how we have come.
I think there are a lot of lessons that we keep learning, not just from medicine. I think taking baby steps every time you tell me an answer, I think that's how you're taking one step, making it perfect, better, and then taking the next step.
Yeah,
that's one of your key mantra, I can say.
Yeah, that is how it is. Basically, whatever we do, I am a pediatrician, but it took me a lot of time to get into intensive care because I was not very sure because I was having my practice. I was not able to, I knew I would not be able to give time for intensive care. So I did not take care. Not go into that. And then slowly when I had a team, now I have a lot of junior doctors with me. Now we have gone into intensive care in pediatrics, and now we are well versed. We have everything there.
Okay, let's casually sip some coffee and continue our conversation. So I know, sir, team is very important, and we have a lot of sayings that you don't need to be an expert, but you need to know to hire the experts.
Correct.
So I think you were very good at bringing in the best of the best and staying with you for so long is really very good. So, how are the experts here in?
Yeah, so basically, we have hired experts, we have had doctors who have come in also, but we have nurtured them. New doctors.
Okay.
So with the help of seniors, they have nurtured, and now every doctor over time becomes this one as long as they're ready to learn and upgrade their skills. So now we have doctors who can do pretty much everything which is done in any hospital anywhere in India or the world. So all of them they upgrade their knowledges, they upgrade their skills, and then with so much of exposure, they have all become quite good in their field.
Experts now.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So,
And I also remember you talking about DNBs.
Yeah.
So, can you share a little more information on that?
basically, it is like educating. It's like a postgraduate degree, DNB. So now we have come up to this stage, so we have to give back a little also. So we have forayed into education. So we thought we can train up with so much of volumes which we have for our gynec, pediatrics, and other departments, general medicine, or intensive care, orthopedics. Everybody, they have enough patients to train the students. So then we have started, we thought, let us go into that. So we have taken one. By this end of this year, we are hopeful to get another two, this one.
Okay.
So then it'll be good if we can train some. And then we have started a research wing also.
Okay.
So that is also another way of giving back to the society with our and see how we can help them get more research and try to get in new drugs or whatever we can be a part of it. That also helps the society develop a little.
So, yeah,
These are the things.
I think not just thinking within the hospital, no. I think also thinking about what you could give back to the society.
Yes, that
really matters a lot.
Because all these years we were just trying to build up, get this one, get ourselves into this one. Now, I think we are in a comfortable position. We are okay. Patients have trust in us. So now I think it is better to give back something.
Give back something to the society.
Yeah,
okay.
A lot more to give. We've just started, but I think there's so much to give back.
Okay, perfect, sir. And when we talk about different teams, so especially you said we started as a mother and child hospital. So especially this combination of these two departments, gynec and pediatrician, needs to work really well. So how did that start and how is it going, sir?
That had to start because it started from home. So I couldn't go wrong there. So, of course, Dr. Pragya is also very busy and very dedicated. So that helped me because her dedication, and then I also had to compliment her in that way. So then we started that way, deliveries and then babies and then taking care of them. We needed an NICU to take care of babies who are sick, who are delivered with us. So we developed a very good world-class NICU, having neonatologists with us round the clock. So that way, obviously it's a complementary department.
Definitely.
So we have to this one. And then over times now, of course, we have deliveries going on. Babies, some of them are sick. Some of them have some problems. So we treat those babies. And we're growing together, basically, the department, both of them. So it is good overall.
Okay. Maybe off the beat of Pranaam Hospitals, sir, but every man's success, there's a woman behind it. I think Madam is next to you, supporting you along the journey. I think you just have to speak something about her too.
No, obviously, see, she has been the pillar, the backbone of everything of Pranaam. She has been dedicated totally, solely. I have been into administration. I have been into so many other things. She has been totally dedicated, looking on after the patients. So I had to give her the comfort level. So whatever she required in terms of other specialists, in terms of infrastructure, we had to give her that and then make her comfortable. So that is what it is. Even now, she is doing everything dedicatedly. And basically, I am only complimenting whatever she is doing.
Wonderful. Okay. And I think you've talked about giving back to the society. So Pranaam Hospitals doesn't just stay till the hospital, but you also do a lot of community activities.
Yes.
Can you share a little on those? So
we have a trust also, Pranaam Trust.
Okay.
So, now we have started getting in some money into the trust earlier. So I think obviously nobody believes in your trust. So with that, we are able to, one is we are able to help our own patients who are, so many patients, they come close to getting well and then they say, we don't have money, we want to take and go. And then you can tend to lose that patient also, especially newborns and other things. So then we supplement them. We said, don't take, we'll try to pay up the bill and be there. And so many of them have gone home happy and thankful because just because of that few rupees, I mean, we didn't want the patient to go away.
Wonderful. So
wonderful. That is really helping, and it gives a lot of satisfaction. See, you don't want a patient, you know, this patient is going to get well. But if I leave him at this stage, the patient can, anything can happen to the patient. So just a few more days, we know that the patient will get well. So those patients, when you support and they get well and the satisfaction on the patient, that is what we are here for. That is what the whole profession is all about. So if you can see those smiles, I mean, there's nothing like that. So we are looking at that, and then of course the other community reach programs, camps in the community and all that, though everybody does. But basically this one is when somebody really requires money, and if we can afford the money and through some way, or do it from our own free of cost, I think it gives more satisfaction than anything else.
I think it's not just a hospital or like a job for everyone, but you also have something that you do that
from the heart. It has to be done from the heart. Otherwise, these things, they are not for photo shoots. I mean, you cannot do that way. It has to be done. You have to have that empathy, that passion to help people. Only then you can do
Definitely.
something. So
I think that makes you stand out of all the regular hospitals, that you wanted to also give away to the society.
A lot of people do it. It's not like I'm the only person doing it. I'm sure a lot of people are doing it. But yeah, those who are doing it definitely have passion for that.
Definitely. Yes, so true, sir. Let's talk about AI, sir. I think AI has been the buzz over the internet, and everywhere you see, it's all about AI. So is there something that you're doing or incorporating AI into hospitals, sir?
So we have to see, we have always been one step ahead. When it was, when we started, we had all manual. We were giving manual discharge summaries, manual everything. Then we had the HMIS coming in, where you had the software doing your summaries, doing your prescriptions, doing your, basically the hospital management system, everything. So that we incorporated, every hospital does that. So, I mean, we have to stay one step ahead. Now that AI is coming in, we are exploring a lot of things. We have our own now software team. I have 2-3 people working in Pranaam just to look at this employees of Pranaam in the software, this one. So we are taking care of AI to help in prescriptions, help in reducing the TAT in different departments, like waiting time for doctors, waiting time for investigations and pharmacy. And then AI in doing discharge summaries. We used to take almost 4 to 5 hours for the patient to get discharged. Now with AI implementation, it's come down to 1 to 2 hours also in many cases. So we are seeing visible changes, and AI is definitely helping. And I'm sure over time, in other things also, the treatment and other things, it will help. It's not like it's taking away anything. It's only complementing doctors.
Okay.
So it was like Google when it had come. No, people were saying, "Oh, Google has come. People can Google this one, treat themselves and all."
Right.
Everybody got worried. Now if AI also, everybody is worried that doctors will be out of place, and if Google AI can replace everything and all. But I think, see, nothing can happen like that. These are all only they can complement. Everybody needs a human touch. They need that extra empathy that you cannot get from machines. So
that was exactly my next question: is AI going to replace doctors? So I think you already started.
I don't think that will happen anytime. I mean, that can never happen. Which person will trust themselves by the AI and take medicines? I mean, I don't think that will happen. They need that that human touch has to be there. Somebody to hold your hand and assure you that, okay, things will be fine. We are there for you. That thing, nobody can give that. That care you cannot take away from a doctor.
That's very true. I think we have emerging technologies coming in, even in the medical industry.
They should be there. They should be there, because that will complement you. That will help the patients. They will reduce the time for treatment, length of stay in the hospital, surgical time, like how laparoscopy came. The number of days staying in the hospital reduced, so that these things will complement, but nothing can take away anything from anybody.
But that human touch is really very important.
Anybody you can ask, a layman, without the touch of, a doctor, a human touch, nobody would trust any machine.
That's true. That's very true, sir. And I think more than just treating the patients or just giving a solution to whatever problem they have, I think it's important to understand their satisfaction. So, and we understood that, Pranaam, also takes the feedback of the patients? How is it?
Yeah, we have an internal feedback, we have an external feedback solution from a third party. And every day morning, all the HODs, we have a 10 to 15 meeting only on the feedbacks.
Oh,
So we take feedbacks seriously because feedbacks are the things we genuinely take. They are people who get frustrated, who have the this one, but they also have a feedback which we need to take genuinely. So feedbacks are important, and they definitely help you to grow and to
get better.
live better. You can't ignore feedbacks. I think that is very important. That negative feedbacks, positive, everybody will say you're good, you're great, and all that. But negative feedbacks definitely help you be grounded and to do the best.
Okay, so you don't get offended with the negative comments, but you take them as
No, yeah, we have to take it. See, somebody may use a language which is not very great, but you have to understand there's a frustration behind something. He had come with some expectation which has not been met, or he's not got better,
right.
or his expectation was to maybe the price would be low and suddenly the price has been more.
Hmm.
So these frustrations but we have to measure out what it is. And then second thing is when there is a process problem that the nurse has not seen him, the doctor has not seen him on time, or the lab investigation, there we need to really seriously sit back and
That's fine.
talk to them. That is the whole idea of the feedback.
Perfect. And maybe generic questions, or we in hospitals, I think you might have experience and your team also. There'll be patients, and I think even the patients' attendees who get really irritated, angry, or different scenarios. How do you deal, or how do you train your team to deal those?
No, see, frustrations would be there, and ours is the only profession in the world which deals with life and death.
True.
So any other profession, you can always correct your mistakes. So that is why the whole frustration on doctors, because they know they are not going to get back that person again. So the whole frustration is there. We understand that, but see, everything is not in our hands. And anybody who has a problem, if somebody dies, has to die in a hospital, because you come with a problem, terminal problem, you are sick and something. So the people have to understand that. I mean, some people are there who have frustrations, and then there are people who come and say, "Oh, this you could have taken him somewhere else. That doctor would have done better, or that hospital would have been better." That frustration trucks in, and then they try to attack the hospital or doctor. But people have to understand that no doctor in this world would ever do anything to harm a patient.
Perfect.
It is impossible for a doctor to harm a patient. So whatever it is, they may say negligence or whatever, it doesn't happen that easily. It won't happen. So just because a death has happened, it doesn't mean negligence. No doctor would do that. So that patient should understand, and generally most of them do understand, and especially those who have doctors in their home, we see that they understand, they have that compassion. And slowly things will improve, I'm sure.
So I think we talked about different departments, and I think we have a lot of treatments happening. So let's talk about any pre and post treatment care that Pranaam Hospital does.
I mean, that is always there, like pre-treatment, basically like in gynecology, in obstetrics, you have this prenatal yogas and those classes to aid them in normal delivery. So these things will be there. And post-treatment, of course, again, you have your physiotherapy, your rehabilitation, and sometimes you send, if somebody is not able to come, we also send the ambulance to get them for the post follow-up or dressings or any such thing. So these are these are very important, because treatment is one part of it.
True.
But preparing a patient before the treatment and then after the treatment till he recovers completely, these two things are very, very important. So there we have to give complete holistic care, you call it. That has to be
That's very good word, I think. End-to-end treatment from the
correct.
pre
Yes.
to the next post care.
Absolutely.
I think not just treatment, but these also matter for.
It matters a lot.
Yes, I think the way you also interact, the way you reach a patient
Correct.
is also equally important. I think in your words, you've already told that.
Yeah, that's very important, because the patient has to feel that he is being cared of. It's not like you're done, you're gone out of the hospital, it's done. So it cannot be like that. They should always feel that they are welcome. They have something, if there's any problem, we are there for them. And that approachable, and then they should have that corridor where they can approach the hospital or somebody in the hospital when they have a problem. So we have that. We have given phone numbers of people whom they can contact, and then they can contact to the consultants that way. So they feel a little more connected that way.
That's true. I think that way, I think it's getting near to all the patients. And I think
Correct.
whatever you wanted, a hospital that's next door that feels very safe
Correct.
for patients, I think.
That's important. Yeah, that's very important that they stay connected and they know that their doctor is just a phone call away or just this one. That is very important.
Awesome, sir. Okay, so I wanted to know, like, I think you are wearing different hats as a managing director, as a doctor, as a husband. I think different hats at different point of time. So, for people who wants to start up something or who want to take up different career, what advice do you give in these different sectors?
Yeah, I mean, see, it's never a bed of roses when you get to think. It's never going to be easy. You don't become a famous doctor or a rich man overnight. Never. It never happens in any profession. So everybody, I mean, I tell first thing is follow your passion. Don't go by what you have done or what is this one. Somebody has put you as a doctor or an engineer. If you have a passion, just go for that passion. Follow the passion, you will do well. Because you will give in more man hours to that. You'll spend more time in your passion than the other things. And that way you will grow, you will learn, and you'll give it back to the person or society, wherever you are. So first and foremost is have a passion. Second thing is be patient. You will have ups and downs. Sometimes you will feel, okay, this is totally wrong. I should not be here. I am not able to do it. This is not my cup of tea. But if you are confident on yourself, give it time, take a break, go back and have patience, you will definitely do well. There is nobody who will not do well if you are sticking around. However you are. I mean, patients will know you. There will be some patients who will try to follow you. Some patients who will vouch that this is a very good person or a good doctor. You have to believe in yourself. Patients will automatically believe in you when they come in contact with you. So that is very important. And second thing is, as you are growing, this is when you are starting your, and as a doctor, I'm telling you, as you're starting a practice. And as you grow, then you go into administration. Like if you're starting a hospital or you want to start a hospital, you go into administration. There you have to let go. In the sense, you cannot do everything. You either have to see very clearly that you're a doctor, you're establishing your practice. There you have to concentrate on the practice and then hire somebody who can take care of the other problems. What we do is we think that, no, we hire and then money or it is not possible. That person may not do what we feel like. And then you try to hold everything to your heart. And then here also things suffer patients. There also you are not able to give full justice. So you are confused more than anything else. So first thing is concentrate, build up a practice, build up a whatever you have to give. Nurture somebody in the administrative department, and then in the process you also get into it. Or then leave the practice, get into administration, so that you can give justice there. True. Do a proper this one. So that you have to balance it out. I mean, over time you will come to know, but that is what you have to do. Slowly you have to let go. What happens is you have to hire people. That we learn with age. Initially, we don't hire people. Even I was in the same boat.
Yeah.
We don't hire people. We think, no, we can do it. Why do we have to do that? Why do you have to spend money there? Why do this?
You don't delegate.
We don't delegate things. So that comes with age and maturity. Then you learn that, okay, this person is doing his job better than me. And then you are there to guide them. You know, your culture, your ethics cannot be compromised. That is, you can always tell them. So that is it. Once you do that, everything else follows. As you grow, the things will automatically come in place. You will know how to run your business. You will know how to do everything with your staff, with the patients. So that comes over time. But first and foremost is dedication, passion, and your, patience. So these things have to be there. Everything will follow.
And that's your success mantra for...
most of everybody's, I think. It has to be there.
Perfect. I think we've gone through a lot of things from your journey to a lot of different aspects. And then the success mantra, we've delved through a lot of things. And now I think you have a very good patience that you said have the word of mouth that goes around that brings you back more people. So I think then we have some of the common questions that patients have asked, and we wanted to know your answers on them. I think they're very common, and I think most of them also, the other people also relate to, and we want to go through that.
I'll be more than happy to answer them. No problem.
Okay. Sir, I think this is a very common question. Andariki untundi, irrespective of the child's age. Dr. Garu, my baby isn't gaining weight. Should I worry?
Yeah, that is, I think 90% of people come with the same question.
Yes.
But they have to remember every baby gains weight at a different pace. Every baby is different, and there are so many reasons for a baby not gaining weight or something. I mean, I'll tell you in a more generic terms, there are three reasons, like for anybody. One is they're burning too many calories. So baby is eating, baby is healthy, but then he's running around continuously. So parents just look at they're not gaining weight. But actually baby is burning more calories. You're feeding him 100 calories, he's burning 200 calories. So obviously he'll not gain weight. Second thing is he's not consuming enough calories. So that is one common cause, that he's not eating. So there you have to concentrate. You have to see what you can do best and make him eat food. So that way is one more way where you can, at least he'll gain weight after that. Third thing is he may not be absorbing calories. So that most of the children may be sick in that category. So when you're sick, you don't absorb calories. So you eat food, but you're not going in, so you lose weight. There you have to treat the condition. So these are the only things. As long as your baby is active, you're not losing weight, then you don't really have to worry too much about weight gain. That's not.
So next question, sir. Fever in kids. దాని గురించి సో ఎప్పుడు ఫీవర్ వచ్చినప్పుడు నార్మల్ అండ్ ఎప్పుడు డేంజరస్?
Okay. Fever is always a normal reaction of the body. Under fever vastundi, fever raval kuda, because if you are attacked by viruses or bacteria, body will react, you will get fever. So that is normal. There's nothing to worry about. But yeah, if the fever is going high, then you have to control it, because in children there's something called febrile convulsions. Because of fever, they can develop fits. So that is where you control the fever, and sometimes you don't want it to be very high, the fever. But what people have to remember is fever is a good thing. Your immunity is good. You're getting fever. That means your immunity is good. So don't be worried that the child has fever. A prolonged fever of many days, then you have to investigate more than 3-4 days. If you have fever, then definitely take him to a child specialist. Mild fever, child is active, is eating reasonably okay. You don't have to worry. But when he has fever, there are certain things which parents do, which I want them to listen and not do. One is giving unnecessary medicines of anything around. Paracetamol is still okay, but there's so many combinations available in the market. They'll pick up anything and give it to the baby. Some of them can be really harmful to the baby. So don't give unnecessary medicines. Second thing is the sponge. Don't give ice sponging. Normal lukewarm water is what you are supposed to do. But everybody take cold water and they sponge.
Yes.
That can be little dangerous to some babies. So you generally don't have to this one. Second thing is when fever comes, they tell don't give so many things. Adi tinakordu, idi tinakordu. So that is not thing. Fever, whatever the child can tolerate, you give him. If he can tolerate and he is able to eat, give him. There are certain conditions when you have motions or something, you avoid milk, and that the doctor will tell you. But only fever, don't stop giving him anything. Fourth thing is they wrap the baby. So when you have fever, your external temperature should be lower than your body temperature. Then only the heat goes out.
Okay.
So when you wrap the baby completely and keep him thinking that if he sweats, he'll get, that is not right. So that time, sometimes the fever can increase and it can go down. And then finally, when your child has fever, better avoid to send him to school, because you're going to spread it to other people.
That's true.
So generally, now working parents or give paracetamol and send him to school. You're unnecessarily spreading the whole thing in the community. So these are the few basic things in fever. So don't worry about fever. Only when you have fever which is not coming down, child has developed fits or something, and very high fever, he's delirious, he's not able to recognize people, then you rush him to the
Continuing for a long time.
Yeah.
Then.
Otherwise, don't worry about that.
Perfect, sir. ఇంకొక కామన్ క్వశ్చన్ సార్, ఐ థింక్ ఎవ్రీ మదర్స్ డ్రీమ్ ఇస్ చైల్డ్ టు ఈట్. సో our child is refusing to eat. What should I do?
Yeah, that is another very common question. All these questions are very common. We see them every day. So refuses to eat is again very relative. See, some parents come and tell us he's refusing to eat. Then if you ask them from morning to evening, they say morning he takes this dosa or something. Only the thing is not eating rice.
Okay.
So for them, that itself is a big thing, that he's not eating. So first of all, parents have to understand that when they're feeding a child and whatever he's eating, whether he's getting enough calories.
Okay.
Second, whether he's getting enough nutrition. So that is fine. So what he's eating, and that is not very important. So they are very fixated that he's not eating this thing. That's why he's refusing to eat. So first that. Second, from the patient point of view, child's point of view, there are so many factors. Like one is pressure. Parents, they sit, you have to eat at some particular time because they are going somewhere or they have some other work or they have to eat food or whatever. So for them, it becomes a traumatic activity that, oh my God, food is coming, it's my lunchtime is coming, dinner time is coming, I have to eat. So for them, it becomes a traumatic. So then it's tend to try to avoid, run away, go away from this one. Second, then they cannot say no also. So they feel that pressure that there is school. So what we tend to tell is involve the child as he grows, a little bigger child. Involve him maybe a little bit in the kitchen, putting things, getting the things when you're sitting. Involve him in the dining table.
Okay.
So that he feels like it's a community activity. It is a proper family activity. It's not like you're putting him separately, putting him between your legs and feeding him continuously. So he should feel it is a part of the family. He can take whatever he wants. Encourage him to feed by himself. So that will help him. So that is one more thing. Second thing is many of the children get bored. They want some to do something else. They want to play. They want food as an additional activity which is not very important for. So that is the one thing. Then in India, most common thing is milk. Parents believe that if the child drinks milk, it's done. Their work is over, everything is over. Morning milk, afternoon milk, night milk, they keep giving milk. So milk after 1 year of age doesn't have so many, doesn't have iron and not many vitamins also. So the more and more milk you're giving, iron is down, so they don't feel hungry. They become anemic. So once they're anemic, they don't feel. So they have to understand that whatever you're feeding has to be nutritively good for the child. So that is very important. Refusing to feed is because you're giving so many the things which are not nutritive. They are not getting iron and vitamins, so you will not feel hungry. So that is very important. And then obviously nowadays common things are too many snacks in between. So they don't count in that. So children are having snacks. So parents feel you're not eating food. Your stomach is full, your snacks, even if you take one that's full of oil, sugars and all. So those things. So the snacking in between, you better tend to avoid. So these are the only things, nothing else. But basically children are more distracted. You have to get them at specific times to come to the dining table, have food, and then they do that.
You have to put some more efforts to actually get
basically at the initial time. After that, they get used to. So the initial crucial time is those initial 2-3 years where you have to really work on them. Give them, that is where your habits develop. So what habits you have from your first 3 years or 5 years of life that continues throughout your life. So if you remember even the food what you ate at that time, you like even till today. So that is what you have to give. So the more you encourage them to have fruits and vegetables, they'll have that habit throughout their life.
Another question, sir. How do I know if my child is developing normally?
Yeah, this is another very common question, and parents should know about it because they should know at what upper limit they should go to a pediatrician to seek help. So largely, I'll tell you a few things. Like at maybe around 4 months, baby should be having neck holding. So that is very important. By 9 to 10 months, he should be able to sit independently. By 12 months or so, he should be able to at least hold and stand up. And by 18 months, he should be able to walk independently. So this is made of the motor. Communication wise, if you say by 6 months or so, by 5 to 6 months, he should have a little of social smile. By 10 months, he should be able to say a few babble something, few words or something. And by 12 months, he should be saying some or some babbling or something.
Okay.
But the first single words by 18 months, so definitely he should speak.
Okay.
By 18 months. And then after 18 months, the language development is very fast. So by 2 years, they start speaking sentences.
So this could be a little here and there.
Few months here and there, 1 or 2 months,
that's fine. But if they are not able to reach these milestones, then...
Yeah, because definitely language development, if they're not able to talk, then we'll have to look at how is their hearing, because sometimes parents won't be able to recognize if the hearing is impaired a little. So then the pediatrician would take care of it. These are just milestones to know when to go to a pediatrician if they're not. And the rest, the pediatrician will take care.
Okay, got it, sir. Inko question, sir, from a parent. First year lo chala vaccines untai. What are the important vaccines for the first year?
Yeah. See, vaccines are meant to prevent diseases. So basically, all vaccines are important. But some vaccines are given in private because one is they are costly and they are not yet into the government schedule. Some costly vaccines also have come into the government schedule. So, but I think if you can take all the vaccines, there's no harm in taking all the vaccines. But the most important ones, especially which are given in the Indian Academic of Pediatrics and Government, this one are at birth you give BCG, polio, hepatitis B. Then at 6 weeks, for 10 weeks and 14 weeks, you give DPT vaccine, Hib influenza vaccine for brain infections and all. Then polio injections. Then you give Prevnar, which is pneumococcal vaccine for pneumonias and some brain infections, and rotavirus for loose motions. So this will complete till 6 months of age. At 6 months, in government, you do not have. There is a flu vaccine for cold and cough. At 9 months, again, MMR, measles is very important to be given. And then at 15 months, you have measles again. And 18 months, you have DPT. So these are, for the first 2 years, these are the important vaccines. In private, you have other vaccines like chickenpox, you have hepatitis A vaccine, and then you have this meningococcal vaccine. These are given in private. So if you can take them, you can go to private and take them. But whatever are given in IAP schedule, these are important.
The basic important ones, and the others are available in the private.
Yes.
Okay, perfect, sir. And then next question is, my child keeps getting sick very often. Is there something wrong with immunity?
No, see, children do get this, and it depends on the age again. See, first 3-4 months, child do not get, after this one, they do not get fever, cold, cough. So in the first 3-4 months of life, if the child develops fever or cough, then it is definitely you have to take him to the pediatrician, because in first 4-5 months or even up to 6 months, if you feel the child has cold, cough, fever or anything, take him to the doctor. After that, they have a tendency to develop. So first 3-4 years, at least they develop some respiratory illness, or after 9 months they develop loose motions and all. So once in 2-3 months they do fall sick. Okay. So that is normal. And then when they go to school, play school, then they are exposed to a new environment, they are exposed to more bacteria, viruses. They fall sick. Then that also every 1-2 months, that is fine. Okay. So it's not like always that your child is falling sick. That's why the first 4-5 years of life, children tend to fall sick and they tend to develop immunity. Antibodies develop, they tend to develop immunity. After that, obviously, the visits to the pediatrician also come down. Okay. So after 5 years, we hardly see patients coming. So till that time, as long as your child is thriving well, not losing weight, not really falling sick for long periods of time, like having illness for 1-2 weeks, cough for persisting for 1-2 weeks. All those things, that is fine. Falling sick for having 2-3 days, these are most of the time viral. You don't have to worry. Just build up the immunity. Like I said, give more fruits, vegetables. The frequency of infections will come down.
Okay. Which is common and which is still normal.
Yeah, normal. Absolutely normal.
Okay. Perfect, sir. And then my toddler throws tantrums daily. Is this normal or something serious?
Tantrums, they are normal. There's nothing like... it's basically frustration of the parents when the child is not listening to them, banging things and all. No? The parents get more. Somebody's basically you get that from at least till first 2-3 years. Tantrums are common. Usually it starts after 1.5 years or so, but tantrums. So it is common, but basically they're more of attention-seeking things. You don't give them something, they throw a tantrum. They're hungry, they throw a tantrum. They want something, they throw. So that is a normal reaction. So you don't have to worry about tantrums as such, unless it is destructive. They start breaking things, they start doing something. There you need to really either you take a professional help or you tell them. But generally what we do tell parents is ignore the tantrum. Don't give too much. Don't give in to the don't give too much attention. Don't give in too much. Whatever they want, you're getting and giving. Next time, you'll do it more.
True.
So try to avoid doing that. And apart from that, just distract the child. Over time, if you distract him, slowly he'll get better. And then once he knows that you're not paying attention, slowly the tantrums start coming.
Okay. The attention is the key.
Yeah. So don't worry. You be calm.
Okay.
The child will automatically become calm.
That's important. The parent being calm. Okay. And what should I do if my child swallows a toy or key or coin?
Yeah, see, this again is a very common problem. We see that very often. It depends on what they swallow. That is very important. So if it is a coin, it's a round thing. It's very unlikely to damage the tract, the esophageal or the stomach or anything. So digestive system, it doesn't damage. Generally, we take an X-ray, we see where the coin is. If it is go past the stomach, it usually comes out.
Okay.
Any round object, marble, coin, stone, usually comes out. You don't have to worry. The worry comes when you have a sharp object. Like some children put screw in their mouth, or there's a sharp toy, some pin in the mouth. Then you have to be this one, take him immediately, probably do an endoscopy and remove it. And third thing is when the thing gets stuck in your windpipe. That's a medical emergency. So you really need to rush. First try to get the foreign body out or whatever it is, because there the child don't get time. So you have to get this one out and rush him and ensure that comes out immediately. Basically, you have to try to remove this one. So otherwise, nothing to worry. Most of the foreign bodies, if they are not very sharp or which they don't pierce the digestive tract, they usually come out on their own. It may take a day or two, but usually they come out. You don't. And if they're in the stomach and if they're heavy, you do an endoscopy and remove them. Especially the button cells and all are a little dangerous. So as soon as they swallow, if you see it in the stomach, you immediately remove them.
Okay. When should I take my child to an emergency room?
Okay. So this is a very generic question. It all depends again on the age of the child. So like I told you, in the first 4 months, if the child is not eating well, not feeding well, if the child has high fever, if the child has cough, then he has to be taken to the emergency, to the hospital immediately. And then as the child grows, very high degree fever, if the child has fits, or if the child is unconscious, not talking very well. These are some of the things, or coughing continuously where he's not able to breathe, saturations are falling down. So these are some of the things which you have to take. Most of the time parents will come to know the child is abnormal. Nobody will keep the child at home if he's having fits or if he's this one. So emergency visits are when, you should not, like child is having loose motions. We see that morning doctor won't be there, now morning will go. So that parent can never understand what a dehydration is.
Right.
So a child, even if he has 2-3 big motions, he can get completely dehydrated. So they will keep thinking doctor is not there now, let us go in the morning. By the time it will be very severely dehydrated, it affects the kidneys.
Oh.
So those things, you have to understand and take the child immediately. So these are some of the signs which, most of the parents know the signs of this. They know when the child is abnormal. But certain parents, if they tend to relax, it's better to err on a normal side. Even if the child is normal, better to take him to be safe.
True.
Don't put your own judgment.
Yeah, better safe than...
Yeah, always, because sometimes you don't know what is happening. Sometimes they are coughing, like some child who have reactive airway disease, they keep coughing in the night. The parents keep, okay, morning we'll see. By the time the lungs, the saturations fall down and all, it becomes quite difficult, ICU admissions and all. So the earlier they take, it's easier to treat.
Inkoka common question, sir, I think, especially this generation ki, how much screen time is okay for children?
Yeah, that is another big problem for all parents nowadays. Of course, screen time, we have to minimize it as much as possible. And below 2 years, so it's absolutely zero.
Okay.
No screen time. And then up to 5 years, maximum 1 hour. And after 5 years, once they are school doing, you have to really balance the screen time and the other activities like their playtime, their school time, their hobbies, their sleep time, their family time. None of this should be compromised for screen time.
Okay.
If any of these are compromised, that means the screen time is more, as simple as that. So all these activities have to be done, whatever other routine activities is studying time, is school time, everything. Anything more than that is this one. And is excessive. So, and the other thing, the effects of screen time, excessive screen time, we have so many effects nowadays. You can see that, like physical effect, we have sleeping. There is compromising on sleep. People sleep less. Eye strains are there. And then they're sitting in one place doing the screen. So obesity is increasing. They're just sitting on the sofa and screen time. Second thing is you have this mental, this one, like they have aggression. Because of screen time, they're getting more aggression. They're having hyperactivity, seeing this one's cartoons or whatever they see on this one, hyperactivity. And then because they're not interacting with people, the speech is getting delayed. Speech is getting affected. You can see a lot of children who are having delayed speech. They speak abnormal. We have seen so many children speaking in a language which parents don't understand. They say they see cartoons, they are speaking in the cartoon language. You see so many of them, though, are coming nowadays, they're speaking in cartoon language. So this is basically excessive screen time. And then socializing, they don't socialize because then this one, so their social skills become zero. They don't know how to interact with people who come to their house. And then obviously, finally, is your academic performance that comes down.
Okay. A lot of disadvantages.
Excessive definitely.
Okay, sir. Is it normal if my baby doesn't walk or talk at 1 year?
Yeah, see, development milestones, like we had covered this earlier in a bit, that developmental milestones are very individual. But like I said, walking with support at 1 year is the milestone we look for. After that, we keep a close watch. Maybe till 18 months, he should walk independently. And same thing like talking. By 18 months, he should at least be able to say single words.
Okay.
So before that, he should at least be able to say one word or bubble something that's called blabbering or something. They should do that, because then you have to look at other things why he is not able to do that. So these things, walking, talking and all, basically are developmental milestones which, like I spoke earlier, you have to just follow up and see. 1 year is not this one. Overall, you have to see the child developing in other things also.
And if they are not falling under that, they need to reach out.
Then they have to reach out, because if they are not, yes.
పారాసెటమాల్ అనేది చాలా క్యాజువల్గా ప్రతిదానికి యూజ్ చేస్తుంటాం ఫీవర్ రాగానే. సో ఈ క్వశ్చన్ ఎస్పెషలీ, కెన్ ఐ గివ్ పారాసెటమాల్ ఫర్ కిడ్స్ అండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద రైట్ డోస్?
This is another thing. Like I told earlier, paracetamol is still a safe drug, but there are so many combinations with paracetamol available in the market. So parents have to be wary about that. Some of them we see that not being used, not to be used in children, also are available in the market. So those things, I mean, parents, paracetamol is safe as long as the child has a fever above 100 degrees. Below 100, we generally tell them not to give they feel, I mean, most of the parents, they feel the child and give the fever medicine. So we always advocate that take a thermometer, check, because child can be warm for so many reasons. 99 and all is normal body temperature for them. So check if it is above 100 or if it is 99, 99.5, and if they are dull or something, then you can give paracetamol. And the dosage should be what the doctor has recommended based on the age. So that dosage keeps changing based on the age. So if you have visited a doctor in last 1 or 2 months, it is still fine to use. But if it is more than that, better to take your doctor's advice. And then, of course, you have to, the paracetamol has different strengths. We get that also very common in people. We tell them you take 5 ml of 125 mg or 250 mg paracetamol. They take 5 ml of the other strength. So if I tell them take 5 ml of 125, they'll take 5 ml of 250 mg. Okay. So that they have to be careful. So they don't know. They have 2 children at home. So similar, their siblings are there. So these things they have to be very careful. And generally 1 or 2 days is fine, but they have to see a pediatrician after that.
Okay. So another question, sir, about the food intake. What food should I avoid giving babies under 1 year?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good question. See, basically below 1 year, below 6 months, so we advocate exclusive breastfeeding. I mean, that is mandatory almost, that how much are possible give, unless there are medical reasons where the mother cannot feed or mother is not getting feed or something. So till there, you have to give exclusive. After that, I mean, weaning foods are there. The nutritionist or the pediatrician will tell you with what foods you have to wean the child. But generally, we tend below 1 year to avoid foods which can choke your windpipe, like peanuts or your dry fruits. These things, if you give them as such, they can just, even a small bit, the windpipe is very small. So a small bit also, if it goes into the windpipe, it can choke the child and it can get stuck. Second thing is definitely avoid sugars and salt, at least till 9 months to 1 year also you can avoid. And sugars, of course, after that also have to be avoided as much as possible. And then especially your processed drinks, like all the soft drinks and other things, sweets and all. Better to avoid sugars. Everything. I mean, everything is sugar. So it's common cause of obesity and, of course, other problems later in life also. Starts from here only.
Okay.
So, and then processed foods. That's another one thing. All your tinned foods, your chips, and then your whatever fast foods which you get. Those everybody knows. I mean, though you don't give it below 1 year, what we have seen people giving it below 1 year. Even after that also, I'm talking that better to avoid these processed foods. And then below 1 year also, we tell them not to give honey. Honey, because honey can cause food poisoning and botulism, which can be very severe. Because a contaminated honey can be very, very problematic. It can cause severe food poisoning like thing.
Okay.
So then the child almost gets admitted into the ICU. That severe it can cause sometimes. And then milk, generally first 1 year, as much as possible, we tell them to avoid cow's milk or buffalo milk or anything. After that, you can give. We tend to tell them to give mother's milk or maybe pasteurized milk or whatever that. Water milk, nothing more. And then we tend to see people giving more of juices. We tell them mash and give fruits because fiber is there. Juices, you remove the fiber, leads more to constipation and other things. So better to give fruits and vegetables as such. Mash them and give them as.
Okay. Perfect, sir. I think some of them can be also used for people or children above 1.
Yeah. This I'm talking about general.
Okay, perfect, sir. Most common hyperactivity. So, is my child hyperactive or just energetic?
Okay. See, there is energetic. I mean, most of the children should be energetic. They will be running around and all. They're just very subtle differences. Hyperactive children, when you call them, they will not come to you. They will not listen to you. Where a normal, I mean, if you're just energetic, you tell them in a stern voice or something, he'll come, he'll listen to you. Second thing is eye contact. So when you're talking to them, normal children will come listen to you, tell whatever you're saying. Hyperactive children will be there in their own play. They'll be roaming around here and there. They will not look at, have an eye contact, and unnecessarily they'll be moving. Even if you're feeding them, they'll be going here and there. When you're talking to them, they'll be going here. The purpose is not there. So that is where you do. Energetic children, when they are left free, they're there. But when they have a purpose to study, read, see TV, anything, they'll be in one place when they're talking. Whereas hyperactivity children, at any time they'll be moving. They cannot sit still in one place.
Okay.
So that is the only difference. But most of the children are energetic, nothing to it.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And then, what are 5 signs my teen needs to see a doctor?
Oh yeah, teenage. Yeah, this is a new problem which is coming up. I mean, for pediatricians and for physicians also. I mean, common things are nowadays. One is change in the mood or behavior that you have to keep a close watch on your teen, because depression, other things are very common in children, which parents can never recognize. They think it is just a normal teen problem. They tend to be within themselves, and they don't communicate and all. So if there's a recent change in mood or behavior, it's very important for you to identify and talk to your teen, or then take any help. Then second would be unexplained weight gain or weight loss. These two things can be pathological. They can be because of a disease, or the child because of peer pressure stops eating. They don't do nowadays. You have so many things that they want to become thin and those things. So that also you have to keep a watch, because it's a common problem, either weight gain or weight loss. The thing is persistent pain. This is again pathological. I'm talking about something which is, your child is completely, normally children don't complain. Or if he's falling or injuring himself very often. That is something not normal. You need to take medical advice. Fourth thing is academic performance. Your child is doing well and suddenly you find that his grades are falling. So that is a red sign. You have to see there is some psychological problem or something else which you have to seek talk to the team, or then take professional help. And then any risky behavior, like you find the child taking unnecessarily risky behavior, behaving little abnormally. Nowadays I'm talking in terms of drug abuse. Drugs are so freely, I mean, they are available. That's what we see. So this is another thing, that if your child is behaving abnormally or showing a little risky behavior in jumping from here to there, trying to do certain things, then those things also are going down too frequently. He is at the home, he says, I'll just go for 5 minutes and come back. So those things are red flags that probably he is going to smoke, take drug or something like that. So these are things which you have to keep a watch out on.
Dr. Manish Garu, I think, thank you so much for your time, insights.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. It was very nice conversing.
Okay. I think we understood a lot of things, and especially the care behind the white coat, and a lot of values, a lot of things that you do, and also part of Pranaam Hospitals.
Yeah, I mean, there are certain things, and I hope whatever I've spoken, some people would be benefited.
Definitely, I think our listeners, viewers have grabbed a lot of things from this, and definitely they are going to have more questions, and we are going to definitely have it continued.
Anytime.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a great time, and it's our pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.